sang through the darkness, we sang through the pain, we sang through the heartache, so singing kept us sane. Songs of all culture, they helped us come together. National language of love, so music is forever. As we march on, the victory is won. We still have a way to go, but yes, we still begun. Let's make a joyful noise, and let's all sing. We came a long way, so let freedom ring. The whole world sing in perfect harmony.
College and career ready at Booker High School means that every student who struts the stage in a purple cap and gown with the gold tassel at graduation has a well-formulated plan for success. Good morning, I'm Ed James, and this is Black Almanac. That roadmap is college entrance, attendance at a technical school, or enlisting in the military. And administrators are preparing students early by implementing professional development programs and activities that require focus about career goals, decision-making, and action. Well, I want to welcome you all. Booker High School. Tornadoes. Yay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Go tornadoes.
Well, before we talk about all the wonderful things we're going to talk about, let's talk about these recent honors for Booker High School. I understand we ranked pretty high in the state in some area. What was that?
It was for language arts, for gains in language arts, and we ranked 19 out of 453 schools.
19.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the rest of Sarasota County schools. Take that.
A little envy there.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Downing,
Yes,
you know, you are a volunteer at Booker
Yes, I am.
and the community liaison
Yes, I am.
for the program College for Every Student.
That's correct.
Somebody tell me about that.
Sure. College for Every Student is a national program that's designed to help underserved students with preparation for college and career. And the very nice thing about it is that it focuses on 3 high-impact practices. The first one is mentoring, which is peer mentoring. And we happen to have as a guest today with us one of our students who is a peer mentor, Mackenzie, with us. She'll talk about that as well. The second thing is leadership through service, where we actually ask students to go into the community to do service projects and to actually exemplify the leadership that we try to train them for. And then the third piece is pathways to college, which involves college admissions, college visits, learning all you can about college life, and being able to talk to people about what careers can come as a result of the college experience that they have. And it's been at Booker, this is our 9th year. We've served somewhere north of over 1,000 students. The program itself, as a national program, serves upwards of 25,000 students. It's across 30 states, including Ireland. And so it is a national program, and we're very proud to be one of 4 schools in Florida that are using CFES, or College for Every Student.
Now, Ms. Mackenzie, he talks about you and your role. Share with our audience, please.
Well, I'm what you call a senior scholar leader with College for Every Student. Essentially, I'm one of the main decision makers in anything that goes on CFES-wise at our school. So I'm involved in the peer counseling class, which is our way of showing peer mentoring as one of our practices. I have 5 mentees that I mentor, and right now I'm working on an activity with them where they all have a notebook and they keep like something they're thankful for every day. It's supposed to make people happier, and because they're all very high academically achieving, but they're all very stressed out. So I'm hoping that kind of brings it down a little bit. I'm also the president of the Medics Club over at my school, and we recently finished a service project over there where we worked with the Suncoast Blood Bank to actually bring Booker students to help them sign up and also show everybody that, hey, there actually is a blood drive going on and you should donate. And I think they had more donations at that point than many of the other times that they were actually at the school. So, and I also work with students individually to sign up for the ACT, answer questions about college. So it's not just Mr. Andrews, the guidance, and Mr. Downing working with these students. We have students who are kind of like mini counselors actually working with all of these students as well.
Dr. James, to supplement what Mackenzie's involved in, I do workshops. I'm a certified life coach and do workshops in leadership, mentoring, networking. We just finished a time management workshop last week. We're going to be doing an interpersonal workshop talking about interviewing for scholarships and for admissions. We also are going to be doing goal setting. As a matter of fact, we really are trying to get the students not just exposed to, but really understanding some of the processes that are going to help them beyond their life at Booker High School and actually into college and beyond that into their career, trying to connect those things. And what Ms. Miller is doing really kind of puts the glue behind some of the things that we're doing.
Well, Ms. Miller, I know you're the foundation. Let's talk about what you're doing. You get them when they first come to Booker, right?
I do. This year, teaching a course that's for freshmen, and it's the first year, and we're actually still in the first semester of this new course. But the idea is that we're starting now with 9th graders to get them thinking about life after high school. So.
And why is that so important to start them so early?
I think if we talk to, and Mackenzie is a senior, but I had seniors last year, and I think if we ask them, they would tell us that those 4 years go by very quickly. And the sooner we can get them with that mindset to thinking about what is my life going to look like after high school, the better off they'll be.
Mackenzie, back to you. You're a senior.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you going to do after high school?
My hope is to attend Oberlin College in Ohio. They have a 3-2 engineering program where I can graduate with a dual degree in biochemistry and biomedical engineering, and then I want to attend University of Pennsylvania's medical school and then train in the military for 6 years within a residency in pediatrics, and then do my hematology fellowship over at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and work with children with hemophilia and sickle cell disease.
Now, you have all of that figured out in your senior year. And when is graduation?
June 3rd.
June 3rd. And have you got a decision back from Oberlin yet?
Not quite. I still have to apply. Their deadline's in January, so I've been working on some of my other applications for early action, and then I'll be probably tackling that one sometime next week and writing the essay for it.
Mm-hmm. Now, if somehow Oberlin doesn't realize what a great student you are and miss you, are you prepared with the other schools, the backup schools, we say, to still follow the career that you've outlined?
Mm-hmm. I've been accepted to USF Sarasota Manatee with the instant decision day that actually College for Every Student set up for me. And they have a pre-engineering program over there. So I'll probably do 2 years over there and hopefully transfer over to the major campus over in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Dr. James, one of the things that we do as part of the process is to engage students when they're freshmen, but to actually walk them through putting together a portfolio, which has all of their experiences, all of the data, all of the information that they're going to need to be able to make good decisions about their career, about their college first, how to get into college, what to do while they're there, and then to be able to proceed and focus on what their careers are going to be, what choices they have. We have several programs that help us and help students assess their strengths, their weaknesses, where they're going to be going, and then it's up to us to help them with their paths to be able to be successful individuals, which is really what one of our missions is.
You mentioned that USF was on your list of schools. I understand that USF and Booker has a special marriage or relationship.
We do.
Can somebody talk about that?
Absolutely. It started last year with our speaker series, and different members of USF will come in and share about different careers, different career paths that students can take. And I have to tell you that Booker is wonderfully diverse. So a third of our students are African American, a third are Latino, and a third are Caucasian. And one of the wonderful things about USF is that the speakers that they send to us look like our students. And it's wonderful, especially for first-generation students, to see people who look like them and who have some of the same experiences that they have being successful.
Oftentimes, young folk will say to the teacher, to the adult, but you don't understand. And that's why I think what you're doing is really, really important for trust. When the adult comes or makes a presentation and they have someone making a presentation to say who looks like them.
Yes.
And can talk about some of the same life's experiences.
Yes.
One of the things that I understand that you all do, and you may have touched on it a little bit without calling it by that name, let's talk about the boot camp. Booker's boot camp. How is that unique, and what happens in the boot camp?
That's Mr. Downing for.
Well, we have a number of boot camps. We have an application boot camp. We have an SAT. It's really not a boot camp, but it is an assistance for students who actually need to understand the process itself for filling out applications for, and I like to talk to students about what I call soft skills, things that go beyond just filling out the application. When you get in the experience of being in school, being in a college, being in a career, how do you carry yourself? What are you focusing on that's going to make you a better person and be able to present yourself or brand yourself, if you will? And our boot camps focus on those things, as well as I guess what I would call the essence of what they are, the boot camp for application processing, for FAFSA, for example, and for ACT, SAT, those kinds of things.
In fact, our college resource advisor is not here with us today.
Correct.
Because we have a FAFSA event at our school.
That's
and
right.
It's open not just to Booker High School students,
That's
but to every student in the district. They can come in with their families and get help with completing the application for free money.
And that is Mr. Lim Andrews.
Yes,
Mr.
it
Andrews.
is. Yes, it is.
Mr. Andrews, I know he's been around for a while,
Yes, he has.
and he's a very, very special person.
Yes, he is. And we're very, very fortunate to have him at Booker High School.
And in many cases with students, I know he's gotten on the road in the vans,
Yes.
going to colleges and on those tours. What does that mean when a kid, especially a first generation college student, gets a chance to go on a tour to multiple colleges?
It's an experience that is unlike anything that I think as an adult will observe in terms of how the kids not only react, but how they feel once they come back from a tour. I always like to sit down and talk to them about their experience. Who did you talk to? Did you talk to a student while you were on the tour? We actually have some specific things we'd like for them to accomplish. I give them a list of questions they need to ask the admissions people so that they feel comfortable. Part of it is presenting themselves in a way that's going to be attracting to the college that they're going to. And even if they're not going to the college, going through the experience of having that process and understanding what that means, whether they go to that college or another, is really important. If they've never been through that before, it can be a little bit of a shock. But to specifically answer your question, when the students come back, they always speak in glowing terms of not just what happened to them, but how they felt, which I think is really important, because they've got to be comfortable with the decision that they make, whether it's that college or another college, and being comfortable with that process, having gone through it, especially if you haven't had someone who can prep you on that, becomes very important for their success.
You mentioned earlier, and I want to go back to that for just a minute. I don't know how you prep someone for FAFSA. I've gone through that a couple of times, trying to help some folk in the community, and
it can be complicated.
well, the biggest thing is getting the parents to understand we absolutely need this material
Yes.
from you, and only you know that.
Yes.
And it's only going to be used to help get some finances
Sure.
for your children.
That's correct.
Because some parents suspect everything
That's correct.
as some kind of a trap.
Sure. And it's very personal information.
It is
So
very
it's-
personal
yeah.
information,
So,
but it's for your child.
exactly, exactly. We try to work through that. Then you have to layer on top of that also language barriers to some degree, and translation and understanding what some of these things are. And so I'd say it can get a little bit complicated, but we work our way through it.
Yes, and that's one of the wonderful things about this event is that there are people there who can take them by the hand and walk them through the process. So,
What does overgrad mean?
Overgrad is an online tool that is available to anybody from freshman up to senior year to help them discover which colleges work well for them. It allows the students to keep track of when their applications are due, which colleges have which majors they're interested in, and as well they will link those colleges and your majors to specific fields, career fields, that allow you to kind of go back and forth, and it'll actually show you the careers that have a fast growth in their area, as well as a lower growth. So you can kind of decide based on where you want to go. For me, it's really allowed me to keep track of when my applications are due, because I'm a little bit of a crazy person. I can't focus on one thing at a time. It allows me to put in my GPA and my test scores, so I can actually see where I rank based on the medians of that college. So I don't know, I'm applying to University of Pennsylvania on my list, and so my ACT score isn't quite where it needs to be, so it has this little graduation cap on it that has like a red one that's saying, oh, you don't quite make that, but then like my GPA is where it needs to be, so it's a green one saying, oh, you've got the perfect GPA for it. So it kind of gives you an idea on where you fit in based on people who have been admitted in the past, as well as application deadlines and careers as well. So.
It's got another aspect that I really like being out of the private sector, and that is it will actually project job and career possibilities into the future. It takes government information and projects in the next 5 years what the likelihood is for openings and for possible career opportunities, which I like very much, because then students can really get enthused if they're particularly interested, as McKinsey is about a particular career, to know what's going to be available, how much can I make, what requirements do I have to have prior to and subsequent to my college degree, college education, to be able to be there and be successful in that area. So.
And it also means, I suppose, that you can really get out of the house with your degree. You don't have to come back home and stay with mom and dad.
That's correct.
And everybody's happy.
yes. I'd like to add that for freshmen, because my freshmen are using it this year in their new course, it's a great way for them to find out what they're good at, what their strengths are. And then once they take that career interest survey, it will give them possibilities. And then once they have those possibilities, they actually are able to connect how they're doing in their classes and where they want to go. And so it to me, provides them with that connection, which I don't think they always make, between what they're doing in class now, in high school, and later.
You know, since you get the freshmen,
Yes, sir.
get them early, how can you track? I hate the track used to mean something else really bad,
Yes.
so we won't say that. But how can you be aware and help them with their classes? I know there are certain required classes,
Correct.
but in addition, if someone thinks that this is the path that they're going to go on, how can the school keep up with that? Or do you try to keep up with that to keep them?
The program, that's a part of what that program does for us, which is why it's so, it's invaluable almost, because it does just that. It keeps track of their classes and their coursework and what they need to do in those courses so that they can accomplish their goals. So in addition to their counselors that they have, and Mr. Andrews and Mr. Downing and myself, this program does provide that that feature.
It does track and follow and match based upon criteria that you put into it, all the way through to as far as you want to take it. So the students, after a certain point on their own, can basically get energized by virtue of the feedback that it gives them and the choices that they make, and also the opportunities that it presents to them.
How many freshmen are there at Booker High School now?
Last I checked, we had a little over 300.
Are you the only one?
I am the only one, yes, sir. So I have half. It's a semester-long course, so I have half the first semester and then half the second semester.
Mr. James, one of the things that we do with CFES, though, and Mackenzie's involved in this, is on a scheduled basis, we go into Miss Miller's class and assist her with overgrad and some of the things that she's doing because of the connection between the things that we do in CFES as well as the things that she's doing. So we give her a little bit of help, but she's a trooper.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is Booker currently the only high school that's in the county or in the district that's involved in this kind of readiness program?
We are.
Yes, we are.
You know, I notice your principal, oftentimes in correspondence, she will sign it, you know, Dr. Racier, proud principal.
Absolutely. That's
And the way you all are smiling, you all are the proud students and proud faculty
Yes,
and
we are.
volunteers and
Yes, we are.
liaison
Yes,
of
we
Booker
are.
High School.
Yes, we
Very
are.
much so.
How long have you been volunteering at Booker?
This is my 5th year, maybe going on my 6th year. I came in with Dr. Shelley. And interestingly enough, when I came in, one of the reasons I've stayed at Booker, well, there are actually 2 reasons. One, it very much mirrors the high school I went to. I'm from Evanston, Illinois. And so I like that. I've always been involved in the community. And when Dr. Shelley basically expressed her vision and how she wanted to accomplish that vision, which has become the mission and the vision of Booker High School, I said, I'm in, basically.
And that vision is that 100% of our students will graduate college or career ready and become productive members of society.
Yeah, let's talk about this a little bit. College and our career ready.
Yes, sir.
So for too long, I think, somewhere in the education complex, all the fine minds said everybody's going to go to college. No, everybody doesn't want to go to college. Everybody can't go to college.
Correct.
But the emphasis is career ready.
Correct.
Let's talk about the other things that career ready other than college.
We have at Booker High School, we provide students with rigorous classes, so those who do know that college is the path for them, their needs will be met in that way. And then we also have career and technical education courses, and students are able to earn certifications in those different classes, and those are things that they will take them right into the workforce.
We also tie in closely with the Suncoast Technical College. I sit on their school advisory council, for example, and a number of students that we have from Booker High School that go to school there, I spend time with them talking about the students' perspective as to what goes on, because as a SAC member, I take a look at budgets and that sort of thing, but I want to know how are the teachers, how are the courses, etc. Suncoast Technical College does a really, really good job in that area, and we have a representative that comes to Booker at least once a week and talks with students about opportunities and different options for them in terms of their education. As you very correctly indicated, the way the world is growing now and the kinds of things that are going to be required in the future are not necessarily always going to be things that come directly from the content you're going to learn in a school. A lot of businesses are simply saying, teach the kids how to get here on time, to be able to be collaborative and team types of situations, we'll train them. And then also, in addition to that, in the technical area, as far as IT is concerned, 'cause that's a growing area, there's an emphasis there as well.
Yes. And we have students that leave. They're at school for half of the day, and then they leave and they go to Suncoast Technical College too.
And let's talk about the military.
Yes.
You know, I think there is a certain kind of student that is military bound, even though they don't realize it initially.
Sure.
But what do you all do for that student? And there are those who want to go to the military.
We have
From
military.
day one.
We have military representatives that come into the college and resource room on a regular basis. We actually counsel students throughout the whole spectrum of their opportunities as far as careers are concerned, educationally and beyond. And I always tell students when they talk with the military folks to talk about getting money and paying for their education, what kind of pensions can come out of that situation at the end of their service after their obligation is through, so that they really ask the right questions and explore that to the extent that they can. And we have a GROTC program to back that up as well.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that you said, so that they ask the right questions.
That's important.
Oftentimes, we don't get the answer we're looking for because we don't ask the right question.
That's
Correct.
true.
And sometimes we just wander off on paths unknown. Knowing what you know now, and what you know now, and what you know now, tell me, why should a family choose Booker High School? In no particular order.
So,
And we have 1 minute left for all of you all to get it in.
I would choose Booker High School because it's probably one of the most loving communities I've ever been in. I have support no matter where I turn, no matter what issue I face.
Yes,
I would say come. The minute you set foot on that campus, you know that that's a special place with special people. So I say come. I'll give you a tour.
And what's really special about that? The staff and the resources. I have never seen a more dedicated staff, a more engaged staff, a more caring staff, and not just in terms of the academic piece, but on a personal level. You know, we want students to succeed, to become productive society members.
and with that I say, thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
And as always, have a great day, Suncoast.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
And for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Attention breast cancer survivors. If you experience permanent hair loss or baldness after chemotherapy, you may qualify for a cash award. Thousands of women suffering breast cancer were given a chemotherapy drug without being warned about the possibility of irreversible alopecia. If you or a loved one suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy, call 888-622-8732. Time to file a claim is limited. 888-622-8732. That's 888-622-8732.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.